Hi, Bill Schmidt here again, Solutions Consultant Network, Eastern Nebraska, Southwest Iowa. I want to show you quickly today a great new feature that was added to a free utility called ProposalWorks. I'm going to open up ProposalWorks here. Go ahead and join to the internet. Um, ProposalWorks, if you're not familiar with it, is a great way to build up a bill of materials. It can include your pricing, great way to do estimates very quickly, add documentation to it. Often goes hand in hand with another free utility called Integrated Architecture Builder, or IAB. That's a different topic altogether. But a great new feature that was just added in the latest release of ProposalWorks is this function called Standards Builder. So go under Tools, Standards Builder, and it opens up a separate executable. What this does is gives me the ability to create um, a specification document, standards for what I or my company organization agree upon as far as this is the kind of standard equipment we're going to want to follow, product group families, individual group codes. And then I can use that in Proposal Works to actually only allow myself to choose from those products. Great for new engineers and controls guys coming in, or women, um, uh, to not be overwhelmed by the vast variety of products that we offer, and can narrow it down in scope. So quickly go through this. Just create a new standard here. We'll call it test, let's say. Standard version 1.0. And we'll keep it a draft. We'll say okay. That will create this, and then I can go through, and here are all the different categories. I can just add a whole category. Let's do drives. I want to have component class drives, PowerFlex 520 series. I'm going to add that to my spec. Let's go back. There's a nice breadcrumb trail here, so I can just go back to where I was at previously. Let's go architecture class, put some 750 series drives in there. I want all of those in my spec. And then controllers. Let's say I specifically only want to add a few different types of controllers. So like 5069 latest generation compact logics. Um, let's see here, compact guard logics and accessories. I'll do this one. So instead of clicking the right arrow and adding the whole group, I can narrow it down and say, I only want one controller. We're going to standardize on. It's going to be none of our programs ever exceed 3 MB. And yeah, we want motion capability on that. So what's our choices here? This is the one I want, a 5380 controller. Now I've added a specific controller instead of a family. Let's go down to like push buttons. Push buttons, I want to add in some 800T push buttons. And I definitely like the momentary illuminated. Go back and let's do 800T. Scrolling here. Push buttons, selector switches. I want 2 position and 3 position. So now I've added a few products to my specification, families and individual groups. So I can look and see what kind of, what do I have there. There's different views to this. I can look at it by grouping or just as a whole list. And then it comes down to my within that area, I can add, delete, edit, whatever I want. Here's basic things. So I'm going to have a cover page, table of contents. I want a cover page. I'm going to add that in there, and I want a table of contents. I want to add that in there. Yep, I want to say what revision I have, and you can add in your own custom documents and images, things like that. Over here, I can just simply drag and drop how I want this to be done. So I want cover page to be first, followed by the table of contents. I'll put the revision table at the end after my standards, but it could be at the front. There's nothing like there. I can do a quick preview of it, and it'll generate just to see kind of how it looks. So give this a moment here to grab all those products. What it's doing is actually there's some great context and descriptions for the products that it is pulling in for all of these as well. So I'll go down through here and show the information. So I did notice that I have a previous spec I was building for a customer already. So I want to change some of those properties. Let's see here. Where did I do that at? Settings. Yeah, I'm not Mike Crick. I'm William Schmidt. And you know what? No one calls me William. Let's just put in my nickname here. I'll save that. Uh, and let's just put this. Yeah, I guess that's fine for that, for where it's going to put it. Let's go ahead and publish this now. So I just click on the publish button up here. Gives me a put a revision number in. I put that in before, but we'll just go ahead and do it. Um, like I said, this is the first release of this. There will be many more improvements to it as time goes on. It's going to generate a Word document, which is actually my spec, and a ProposalWorks file, which I'll show you how to bring that in so that I can limit the scope of what I'm choosing documents from. So I'm going to publish this. It goes through and grabs those documents, compiles them, and then we'll take a quick look at this and see what we got. I'm doing this kind of fast, so as always, my contact information and stuff like that will be below. Give me a holler if you have questions about how to go through this or you run into things that are confusing. There's also a great instructional documents that come with this. So now that I've published it, I'm going to go ahead and look at my specification document. This is a Word document, so I can take this and uh, here's my table of contents, PowerFlex drives, 5069, this one controller, family of push buttons that I chose, subfamilies, not the whole product groups. So I'm going to go ahead and save this somewhere else. Now I put all these in a location for me, but I'm just going to put it on the desktop as my sample spec. And that's all I need to do for the actual specification document, so I can close this down. Now here's ProposalWorks. So, and just to show this here on my desktop, here's my sample spec. It's just simply a Word document, just like I described. There's nothing special about it. Now I can edit it any way I want, and I have that great source material. So going back into ProposalWorks, if I want to limit, right now I've got a million zillion documents that I can choose from for products. If I want to limit it to what I've brought in, then I can go and I can bring in that specification document. It's going to be in my users, me, and documents, Rockwell Automation. And you can save this wherever you want, standards builder, and then it saves it as a .sdf file. And so here's my test one that I generated. I'm going to import that, and then now that replaced it with what I've got here. So I've got the threes that I did. I did drives, component class. Simply, if I want to add these in here, do it because they are groupings. 525, I just click and drag it over, and then it'll open up my selection for that family of what I can choose from. Then I can narrow it down from there: horsepower, voltage, etc. If it is an individual product, so I can just simply drag it over and it will just add the product. So if I make this very granular and go down to exactly what the products are, then I can do that. Oops, I did that wrong. That's the grouping. It brings in titles for you, things like that. And now I can select the individual products. So anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to cover real quick. I know I went through that fast, but I didn't want to make this very long, and I just wanted to show you kind of the quickly, how do I make a specification document from ProposalWorks? And it's super easy, and I can use it in two-fold fashion. One, as an actual spec document that I can modify and use, or as a means to filter what our company is standardized upon, or if you're an OEM, what a what a project that you're working on for another company, you can request their spec to be brought in this way. And then when you're choosing parts for the thing, you don't have to worry about is this in the spec and filter through it. That's a huge time sink to do that. Instead, I can just simply have it filtered for me. So this can be a great interaction tool between um, uh, based, where I'm doing a project for a company and the company has a spec. Now I have an integrated document that pre-filters it for only what they allow. That is huge. So I love this product. I expect more great things coming out of it. Super excited about it. Hope you are too. As always, again, my contact information below, and you have a great day. Thanks a lot.